Hi everyone, hope you can hear me and hope I'm live as well. So let me just see on YouTube if I can hear myself as well. And India won the Asia Cup, which is fantastic. I hope you all saw the match. And the rather interesting match was the Sri Lanka one, which went till the super over. So it was really cool. So I think six of you are already there, right? So which is great stuff. So yeah. So congratulations everyone for the win, and I hope you all celebrated and then the whole drama around the trophy, which is good. Yeah, match is one. I mean, anyhow, India is playing very strong, and we have been winning all the matches, and it's a very strong team with Abhishek Sharma kind of plays. So really good stuff. And markets are not doing that well, unfortunately. Markets are tough. I think we see a lot of, I mean, some kind of pullback today and all of that. The RBI MPC meeting, etc., etc. So, I mean, see, all domestic points are all okay, right? Whether it is inflation numbers, whether it is the RBI overall support, whether it is the kind of more I mean cheaper cost of capital because of the interest rates be on the lower side, inflation also in control, right? All of that. So domestic has been on the strong side. However, plus festive demands now coming up. We are already now tomorrow is the Shera, right? So we already are in that phase where this quarter should be good. Now the problem is going back to the FIs, right? FIs are sitting at, I think, their lifetime high shorts, if you see this way. Every day, couple of thousands of crores being sold. So that's not very healthy, which we have been seeing, unfortunately. And I was actually also reviewing the entire data. Hi, Shalin. Hi. I was also entirely reviewing the entire MF data, which we anyhow do. Since now this next 7 8 days, we will see the entire September data, which will start to come in. And say we have data till say yesterday. If you think about, we just closed a month, right? And I was trying to see where are we sitting in terms of our baskets, where we are sitting in terms of say mutual fund, because people do compare us with mutual funds. I keep telling every one of us that they're both complementary products. You can't have a direct correlation between a say a basket like ours with a mutual fund, but people do compare active managed mutual fund with say one of few of our strategies. So I thought it would be good for me to kind of show you how the fund houses are doing, and you will be very surprised that a lot of the funds, all factor funds, momentum funds, reality funds in terms of real estate, are sitting at same 20% drawdown, right? So if somebody invested exactly a year ago, and if he would have invested a year ago and has been waiting, he's 20% negative, which is of course very disheartening. But that's how it is. If the broad market is also sitting at -4, -5%, then absolutely we can expect that to happen. On the positive side, I think except the funds of funds which are gold oriented, which are Nasdaq oriented, which are technology funds in Hong Kong and all of that oriented, Taiwan oriented, and all of that semiconductor space, you will see the only funds in India which have done positive or a decent positive is say on the likes of multi-asset fund, right? Which are multi-assets, because ultimately the gold and the silver is the talk of the town. My system, as expected, the team mentioned that it is ready, but right now when I'm trying to work on it, it is returning failed returns to me, but I'll still try. But what I'll do maybe in the mean, I'll quickly share you the broad market so that you give a perspective of what I am referring to. In the mean, I'll try to load the AMCs as well. It got hanged and it got shut down. So in the mean, yeah, I will see how we are. So if you see how we are placed, so this is exactly a year ago data. And if you see Nifty Media has been the worst performer of the last 1 year with 27%, right? It's still negative, right? Somebody invested a month ago, a year ago, is still sitting at minus 27. It's a huge number. Reality second, which is 20%. Again, difficult. But even if you look at IT 19, energy minus 20, alpha baskets minus 19, momentum baskets minus 20, even alpha low volatility because alpha is the major player 16%, FMCG 16%. These are all negative numbers. If you see from this layer and you see media, reality, momentum baskets, energy, IT, alpha, mid small IT and telecom, all of these are the numbers which are doing very poorly. Of course, the drawdown has been huge, but even if you kind of look at their drawdown, which happened, the worst has happened in March and April of this year, and then say started to pick up. We are still sitting at such a bad number, right? Because of the recent fall as well in the last 1 month, markets have been weak. And if you look at the greenery, right, the only greenery which we could achieve in the last 1 year, even Nifty 50 is also sitting at minus 4%, right, which is not very good. Anyways, the only sectors which really outperformed is defense, capital markets, PSU banks, and fin services, Nifty Bank space. And now you see how metal is picking up. So it's now flat and it has been picking up really well. If you see the recent numbers, it has been picking up really well. Auto has a good ride over the last 3 months, and you've seen how auto and auto components companies which are working behind the scenes and providing the accessories, the auto parts to all the automotives, and because of the GST and all of that corresponding thing, those companies have been really on the positive side. So this is anyhow the broad market which you see. So the point to make here is that do not worry, you're not alone. There are quality baskets, momentum baskets, value baskets, consumer durable, FMCG. So people who are comparing, say, small case baskets with index or mutual funds, also going through the same journey. Just that I think if you look at a multi-asset basket, I'll try to see if I can load. My problem with my team is that they keep trying to bring it alive before we go I go live, but I'll see if they have done what I needed. Yeah, they have done, so this is good. And I will see mutual funds as well. Let's see how in 1 year we are also sitting at, this is not even 1 year old, but if you look at all others, right, we are sitting from the same layer, right, from the balanced has been the most good, I mean, most stable multi-asset basket, which is really doing very good, and now coming to flat. So anybody who's came 1 year ago has been now happy, but yeah, people who have been in the journey in the last 1 year has been now seeing some gains. Other baskets, be it momentum, be it alpha, if you compare it with this momentum and this alpha, you will realize that momentum and alpha, we are of course beating the benchmarks that way, but nobody likes minus 15, minus 20, which is where you separate, we say, right? I think I was going through some short or some YouTube or reading somewhere that I think somebody was saying, right, that risk appetite is only known, not I mean, risk appetite is when you say I am aggressive investor, doesn't mean I mean, doesn't mean anything unless you are very comfortable with 20% minus, 30% minus, and that's where you finally realize whether you are an aggressive investor or not. So people who are aggressive profiles, very happy with these are all public data, and therefore I'm not hesitant to show any of it. So if you see alpha baskets at 19% and momentum basket at minus 20%, right? And of course, only few sectors baskets like defense, PSU are now coming positive, and Nifty 50 is also minus 4.5 as of today, as of yesterday, right? Exactly a year ago. So I see that we are doing very comfortably, very good. And beating all the required benchmarks, which we have carved out for ourselves. I also try to load this data for fund houses if in case it returns something. I was trying to do in case I try. That's the purpose of this meeting, and then the strategy which are working, right? So, for example, a balanced multi-asset strategy is really working well, and I'll see if I can pull all of that. In the mean, while I load this page, and I would want to show you the error messages, I will also quickly go back to YouTube to see if uh, okay. Yeah, so happy Dashera to you as well, Amit, and happy Dashera to all of you. क्या IT sector में contra call लेने का समय आ गया है? Okay, in terms of maybe he's asking that it is bottoming out, if that he meant. But yeah, in the mean, I'll also show you what I usually show you, right? In terms of where are things moving. So if you see, the only thing which I can see right now, showing some layer of say strength or picking up is only the banks, Nifty banks. So some of the banks, if you see, and you see metals, Nifty metals should be good. And you see PSU banks. So PSU banks are doing all right, and mid small financial. So the only space again left for us right now is PSU bank and metal. Auto we always of course had a very good ride, but all other sectors now auto also is now weakening. So auto was good and now is weakening in terms of profit booking is happening there. But yeah, bank and PSU are doing all right. And if you look at this done, and if you look at the sectors, right, which we show as part of this meeting, again we are too far from being very strongly. Uh, okay, I think I'm not sharing. I'm sorry, guys. I think I was sharing. This is YouTube. Nobody can tell me that I was not sharing. But yeah, so Nifty Bank you see has been picking up here, and yeah, PSU Bank has been now hitting now kind of trying to get some yellow dots, and pale yellow dots, and mid small financial is flat but still okay. But yeah, all mid small consumption and reality has been dead for long, and FMCG is not picking up at all. Yeah, metal has been picking up. So metal, you see some metal PSU has been picking up, and if you look at from a sector heat map perspective, which we do, this is also you see that of course it is still a journey to see. Still some time to get to these quadrants. We tried auto to come into this quadrant last alternate like fortnight ago. But again, I think profit bouquet has led to more stocks falling into a territory where it is now back to the weekly bearish kind of territory from a strength of the market perspective. And only the thing which I see is PSU bank and metal, which is still has some opportunities. In the mean, I'm trying to see if I can select the fund houses. So my whole purpose to kind of highlight that this is the time where we really find out who are the um, people who are with high aggressive risk profile, and mutual funds also sitting at minus 20%, right, is a clear sign that we need FIs to start getting back, right? Otherwise, the only thing which our fund houses will be able to do will continuously be what we say, just kind of trying to manage the index and only buying large caps, which are Nifty bank stocks, etc. And therefore, the DIS can never put money in the mid and small space. Uh, that's how it is done. Well, give me a let me see. I mean, some emergency deliveries happen while I'm live, so I don't know how I do. Give 1 second. Right. So yeah, now I think my mutual fund schemes are also loaded. So what I'll try to see, I'll try to look at all the regular growth schemes as a index, and I'll share that screen quickly. In the mean, if you have any questions, do reach out. I mean, please let me know. I think people are also trying in the group asking for the link. So please share the YouTube link in the in the city chapters if you're a part of. Also, as you all know that we had after Hyderabad, we also had a Bangalore city chapter, which was really well. And I am also, I think, of course, I'm traveling to Bombay for the Global FinTech Festival, and uh, I can't. I have to answer this call, so I have to pause this for a second. Yeah. So sorry for that, guys. Still loading. The page is loading. So sorry for that. No, I'm still struggling to load this data of the fund houses. 1 second. Yeah, I now have the data. So I'll start sharing my screen and we'll show you that. Yeah. Still loading. So we'll try to see if 1 second. I'm live right now. Yeah. Not guys, not happening. So this is not loading again. So right. So I'll wait for another 5 minutes in case we have a question and if anybody is watching. And whatever. Yeah. So I was trying to say that the only strategy which can work out in the current market cycle is kind of a balanced multi-asset. Um, as I was trying to demonstrate, okay, now it's loaded. So finally, I think it's loaded, so I can share my screen. Okay. Right. So here we see all the regular funds, growth funds, which are in India. So and if I see around 14, 1500, like if you see 1900 mutual funds we have in the country, we have divided into regular, direct, growth, IDCW, sector. So this is like a major list if you see. And if you look at say the last 1 year, the reality index fund is doing the worst of all, which is around 22% in negative. Momentum Motilal index fund is also doing something similar to what we saw here in terms of the momentum index, which is 20% negative. So ultimate, because it's an index fund, we will expect it to be something similar. So again, but it is Motilal, it is Bandhan, it is Kotak, it is UTI. All of these are doing on the same levels. Even Quant Business Cycle Fund, Samco Flexi Cap Fund, Nifty Alpha Bandhan Fund are all doing 20%. So if somebody came in these mutual funds a year ago, a lot of long perception people have that mutual fund do not go down this much. But if you look at, of course, I understand that the index funds have no control. If the index is going down, they will eventually be going down. But if you look at funds like Semco FlexiCap Fund, Corn Consumption Fund, right? And Corn Manufacturing Fund, they're sitting at around 18, 19, 20% negative. And if I say try to find which fund performed the best, and if I try to see, say I think from the page it starts here in terms of the 1 year numbers. Yeah, this is some fund which are newly launched, and therefore a lot of rows are NA. But if you see the DSP World Gold Fund of Fund, Mira Asset, New York Stock Exchange, FANG, plus ETF Fund of Fund Regular Growth, they have been returning like these kind of numbers, right? So you see, as I was saying, the only, yeah, if you keep scrolling, you will realize that the only thing which made lot of money in the last 1 year is either gold funds or silver ETFs or S&P 500, right? Whether it is Kotak Silver, Nippon India Silver, Axis Silver. So this is the kind of return, like a 50% kind of point-to-point return, right? In mutual funds as well. Again, these are, but if you keep scrolling this to the right, say if I keep going down, you will not find anything which is say a normal multi-cap fund, a normal large cap fund, because mining fund, US equity fund, alpha fund, international equity fund, innovation fund, emerging markets fund, and all that has been now the first one I see, which is of one of the AMC, is White Oak Capital multi-asset allocation fund, right? Which is again multi-asset. So it's exactly the way I was trying to tell in terms of how balanced multi-asset has been doing all right. If you see this, their return. So this is a fund which has been outperforming all of the funds across 2000 schemes we have in the country, across all of the mutual funds we have in the country. The remaining international funds again have a lot of limitation in terms of whether they are, or funds of funds have a lot of limitations around whether they are not really, they don't have a lot of AUM, so there's a lot of slippage. You can't really easily get the NAV. Again, you have a lot of limits in how much you can invest in them. They are mostly not open for subscriptions all the time. So I think the first fund I see which is comfortably doing all right is multi-asset allocation fund, and then again US fund came in, offshore equity came in. So if you keep going further down, again asset allocation, Manulife asset, Mahindra asset allocation. Then credit risk fund is doing much better than any equity fund, low duration fund, fixed maturity plans, right? So the first fund, if I go down, if I keep going down, and so all these are all debt funds which could return the same like a return, which is 6-7%, right? So that has been all the debt funds, which means if we talk about, if we try to search the Nifty 50 index, then the funds have been doing the ones like this 3% minus 4%. So all the funds which are trying to replicate Nifty 50 are trying to sitting around minus, even kind of Nifty 50 value 20 sitting around minus 12%, right? So the whole point I was trying to make by showing you data of all the mutual funds, all indices, all small cases as well in terms of goal fee is that if you are able to sustain this kind of drawdowns and returns in the last 6 months, 3 months, which means you are actually placed very well in terms of opportunities to create that alpha when the markets get into some kind of strength and momentum. So the only job your is like you keep doing SIP in a mutual fund and keep forgetting about it. You have to treat these investments exactly the same way, and that every drawdown there's an opportunity to add, every 5-7% there's an opportunity to add money. So as per my kind of title of what I wanted to do, of course, you want to understand how much of industry is doing. So they are again doing from a range of -5% to -25% in this last 1 year, entire mutual fund industry. If somebody is giving you a wrong notion, then you have to correct them that, I mean, that is where the markets are, and therefore all small cases, all mutual funds, all indexes will perform the same way. When markets turn slightly stronger, will turn slightly stronger, I'm sure that active managed strategies like model portfolios should be coming to really help you boost your kind of profile, and you should keep adding money in the multi-asset kind of funds such as balanced multi-asset, as I keep mentioning, right? That's how we are placed. I don't think there is any question, and let me just see if there are any question. No, I think there is none. All right then, guys. Unless there is anything else, I will try to. I will also try to make the systems more robust. It just kind of hangs out every time we come live. And so sorry, today there was multiple calls coming from a delivery, and somehow I only had to answer because it was my phone number for OTP. So I had to kind of give it a pause. So that's about it. I think we had a fantastic AMA also recently last week, and the recording was also shared with all the subscribers, even as part of the manager update in the small case app. You can also go to the small case app manager update section to also check our monthly stocks of the kind of, we do a detailed deep dive of a company and we do share our updates there. We're also doing that as part of our email as well. So yeah, that's how it is. Any question, anyone? All right, guys, speak soon. Cheers then. Take care.